Ethan had felt a strange heaviness all day, though he couldn't quite name why. Maybe it was the quiet of his apartment, or the way the late afternoon sun hung low, as if waiting for something to shift. He'd taken extra care getting ready, straightening his shirt, fixing his hair, telling himself tonight might finally be a small step forward after years of quiet loneliness. But just as he was about to leave, his phone buzzed with a short, emotionless message: "I'm sorry, I can't make it." No explanation. No follow-up. Just a cancelled blind date he'd cautiously allowed himself to hope for. The disappointment wasn't loud or dramatic, it settled into him quietly, like a familiar ache. Still, he stepped outside, breathing in the warm air, unaware that this simple letdown was about to lead him into a moment that would change the entire direction of his night. As Ethan walked toward the parking lot, the disappointment of the cancelled date still lingering quietly in his chest, something made him pause. The warm breeze brushed past him, the sky fading into soft shades of gold and orange, and for a moment he simply stood there, trying to collect himself. But then, near the far end of the lot, he noticed a scene that pulled him completely out of his thoughts: a woman sitting against a navy blue SUV, her shoulders trembling as she tried to hide her tears. Two small children sat close beside her, watching her with wide, confused eyes. Their clothes were neat but clearly worn, and the worry in their little faces felt heavier than anything Ethan had carried today. He took a step closer, and that's when recognition hit him like a quiet shock. This wasn't just any stranger. It was Claire, the very woman who had cancelled on him moments earlier. When Ethan finally sat beside her, keeping a gentle distance, Claire tried to steady her breathing long enough to speak. The words came out shaky at first, but the pain behind them was unmistakable. She explained how she had been raising her two children alone for the past 3 years after her husband walked out on them for another life, another woman, leaving her to rebuild everything from the ground up. With 2 jobs, night classes, and bills constantly pressing at her heels, she had learned to stay strong even when she was breaking inside. Tonight was supposed to be a rare moment just for her, a chance to remember she was more than exhaustion and responsibility. But when the babysitter cancelled last minute, everything collapsed at once. She didn't cancel the date because she didn't want to meet him. She cancelled because she simply didn't have the strength to pretend she was okay. Ethan didn't rush to fill the silence or try to fix her pain. He simply listened, really listened, in a way Claire hadn't felt in years. And when her children slowly inched closer to him, Lucas offering a half-melted piece of chocolate from his pocket, Emily shyly showing the butterfly on her shoes, he accepted their gestures with the same gentleness he offered their mother. Sensing how fragile the moment was, he suggested something simple, something that didn't demand perfection, a nearby family-friendly diner instead of the fancy restaurant they were meant to meet at. No pressure, no expectations, just a warm place where kids could laugh and no one cared if life wasn't polished. Claire hesitated, afraid she'd already burdened him enough, but the hopeful spark in her children's eyes nudged her forward. And for the first time that evening, the weight on her shoulders eased just a little, because he didn't make her feel like a responsibility, he made her feel seen. In the days that followed, nothing dramatic happened, and maybe that was exactly why everything began to change. Ethan didn't try to sweep into Claire's life like a hero. Instead, he showed up in small, consistent ways that slowly stitched their worlds together. When her schedule tightened, he helped with grocery runs. When Lucas had an art show at school, Ethan stood proudly in the audience, cheering like he'd known the boy for years. Emily insisted he come to her tiny ballet class, where she twirled clumsily but with all the confidence in the world because he was watching. Claire noticed how naturally he fit into the spaces of their routine, how he made life feel a little lighter without ever asking for anything in return. It wasn't romance rushing forward, it was trust being built, quietly and sincerely, moment by moment, until the loneliness she'd grown used to didn't feel so permanent anymore. As the weeks unfolded, Claire finally gathered the courage to ask Ethan the question that had quietly lived in the back of her mind: why he stayed, why he cared so much when her life was anything but simple. His answer wasn't poetic or dramatic, it was honest in the kind of way that settles softly into the heart. He told her that love wasn't about perfect timing or flawless circumstances. It wasn't about showing up only when things were easy. It was choosing someone even when life was messy, choosing them because of their strength, not in spite of their struggles. He told her that her children felt like home long before he realized why, and that the tears she shed in the parking lot had revealed her courage, not her weakness. And standing there with her kids laughing nearby, Claire felt something she hadn't felt in years: safe, chosen, and truly seen.